Hello, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Sean,
And I, Melanie.
watch and discuss every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and how the themes of those episodes impact our lives.
I love how you've started to take on my tone with every episode.
Well, with this episode, we are at the halfway point of the show.
Woo!
Yeah, we have made it halfway through.
These are long seasons, man.
Yeah. Four is a long one.
Yeah.
If you are new to the podcast, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back.
Bienvenue.
If you like what you hear or like what you see, drop us a review, a comment, say hello, send us an email. Just let us know you're listening. Today we're going to be talking about season 4, episode 11, Doomed,
Yes,
which two big things happening in Doomed. Earthquakes.
there's an earthquake.
Yeah. Have you been in an earthquake?
I've been in several earthquakes. We just had an earthquake here in Georgia. Was it last month? I don't
You
know.
felt it, right?
Yeah, we were laying in bed and yeah. I wasn't sure if it was thunder but then it kept going. It rumbled for a while and the whole house shook and yeah. Yeah. It was really interesting. It's a very fascinating thing that happens when you're in an earthquake. It takes you a minute to process it, but the
Mhm.
other earthquakes I've been in when I lived in California, and um, I was in one in my house where I was sitting and looking out at the patio, and my balcony was kind of doing this.
See, I can't imagine that. I've never been in one like that. I just can't imagine seeing that in person.
Yeah, that was funky. And then I was in one when I was driving to work, and I didn't really notice it as much.
Hmm.
There was just like rumbly. How about you?
The ones I've experienced the most are on cruises. Like we're cruising through the Caribbean.
Oh,
I've had a lot. I mean, not major
earthquake?
earthquakes. You feel it moving. Yeah, like little
Really?
tremors.
Oh,
Yeah, every cruise I've been on, there's always been a couple. Not that I've been on that many cruises, but those
wow.
ones, yeah, it freaks me out every time. I mean, not like crazy, but it's you know, grew up on Long Island. We didn't have earthquakes, although I think they
No.
had one recently. So it's just such a foreign feeling to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is it takes you a second to realize what's happening.
Mhm.
And most times
I remember,
by the time you realize it, it's over.
yeah, I remember when the really bad one happened in I think it was San Francisco in the '90s. My aunt, my mother's sister, lived out there and like couldn't get her on the phone for a couple of days. She was fine, but like that was
Oh.
freaking. I just remember seeing on the news like entire section of overpass like gone.
Yeah, that's some scary stuff.
Yeah.
I know Universal used to have an earthquake attraction. Do you remember that?
Hmm.
And I was
Hmm.
always like, why is this supposed to be a fun thing? This is not fun. This is tragic.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Wow.
So besides earthquakes, there's also a return to high school
Mhm.
here.
Mhm. Were you the kind of person that would go back after you graduated to visit?
My first year in college, my freshman year, I definitely went back a few
Oh yeah.
times. Like the school day would end, and I would just walk in and wander around and talk to my teachers
Yeah.
and stuff. Don't really know why I did it. Like it wasn't like, oh, I miss it, but I still live at home. It was so close, and some of those teachers really had an impact on me. So
Yeah.
wanted to pop in and say hi.
I used to go back a lot when I was in middle school, go back to visit my fifth grade teacher for same reason. He meant a lot to me and really had a good effect on my life. Um, and then, yeah, I used to go back to high school all the time. Like during the school day, I would just go in and like walk around and like see people I knew, from the class under me or whatever, and just kind of. and then yeah, go in the summer to visit the teachers that were, that I knew that were doing summer school. Or is that a nerd thing to do? I don't know, probably.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Did
whatever.
yeah?
If the shoe fits.
Did it feel different? Did it feel smaller?
Um, I don't think so.
Hmm.
I mean, nah. I mean, it also wasn't a burned out husk of a school.
Right. I remember after I graduated college, I had to go back to my middle school for something. They always did craft fairs. Maybe it was that I was going with my sister or something, but it felt a lot smaller.
Was it the Scholastic Book Fair? Oh,
Oh,
you
I
remember
love
Scholastic Book
those.
Fairs?
Oh yeah, getting the order forms a couple of days beforehand. Oh yeah, so many of my books were bought at Scholastic Book
Sure.
Fair.
Yes. A lot of the Christmas gifts I get from my niece and nephew now are from their little school market, that they have, the Scholastic Book Fair, plus the different little crafty things they have.
Mm,
Good
good
times,
stuff.
school.
Yeah.
Would you go back? Like, if you could go back and be in high school again, would you do it?
Oh, that's an interesting question, huh? I mean, I enjoyed my time in high school. We've talked already, like middle school
Yeah.
trash,
Well,
never.
yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind, revisiting those times. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I think there's two ways to think about it. Like, would you go back knowing what you know now? Like as the person you are now, but in that, 15-year-old body
Oh boy,
and
that would be a
redo,
that would be a shift for a lot of
or
people.
or go back as a 15-year-old as who you were 15. That's two different scenarios, man.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't want to
mean,
go back and do that again.
no, I wouldn't want to go back and do that again. I mean, like knowing what I know now, that would definitely would have had some changes to my high school experience.
But then you wouldn't be who you are now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Paradox.
Ooh,
That's a
two
good.
ducks.
Yeah, yeah. That's like some serious time travel stuff.
Hmm. When was the last time you went back to one of your two colleges?
Um, Within the last 10 years, I went to University of Miami campus. My aunt was down and we went to Miami, and I was like, let's just go, because we both went there at one time or another. Um, and it had changed a lot. Like, the security was much, tougher to go. I couldn't go into my dorm. It
Mm.
was all
Well, that's
locked
good.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When's the last time I would go through the UF campus a lot because my mom still lived there up
Right.
until last year. So Drew and I went to a football game up there a few years ago, and we kind of drove around the campus a little bit to, try and recapture some memories. But man, that's changed so much now too up there that you can hardly even recognize it.
Hmm.
How about you?
Yeah, I went maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. Like my sister works at the hospital across the street from the college,
Yeah,
so it's very like you can drive through the campus to get to the hospital. So we've done it a couple of times, and then once we like got out and walked around. I mean, some things still are exactly the same, but like a couple of new buildings. And like there's a Hilton Garden Inn on the campus now.
yeah.
Definitely got some good nostalgia. I think like once every like 15 years, maybe I'll stop by and just
See how it's
see what's up.
changed. Man,
Yeah,
I look at those kids, I'm like, God, they're babies.
yeah, yeah. A freshman
Are
going
they
into
that
college is a
young?
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yet you think you know so much at that age. You're
You
set.
know
You're
everything,
ready.
man.
Take on the
College kids are
world.
insufferable. I'm sure I was the same
Oh yeah,
with all those critical
absolutely.
thinking skills.
That brain that hasn't fully developed yet.
Sure. But yeah, you've got your views on life. You know how it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was like that.
Oh, absolutely. You want
So
to uh, you want to get into Doomed?
let's get into it. I don't even remember what my prediction was for this one, but I'm sure it wasn't right.
Yeah, it's such a vague title,
Yeah,
and although I knew what the picture was of, I was like kind of hoping because there was a bookshelf in one corner of the picture. I was like, maybe she'll see that, but I also was looking for it.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
know I
yeah, yeah,
texted you this yesterday. Although I have rewatched the series, a
Huh.
couple of times. I don't do like a full like start at season one, episode one with the first DVD and watch. Like I skip
You
around.
pick and choose your eps.
I
Yeah.
pick and choose. I don't think I've seen this one since it originally
this
aired
this one
January.
was not picked or chosen.
No, no, January of 2000 is when this one aired,
Okay.
and yeah, I don't think I've seen this one,
All right.
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We'll get to our ratings later, but yeah, I'm okay not seeing this one in 25
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't one that rates a rewatch. I don't
Yeah.
think. So we get the little recap.
Hmm.
That basically is poor Spike, and his current affliction, and that Buffy and Riley are going to have to come clean with each other because
Hmm.
they met. Uh, their masks are off,
Yeah.
right?
And it picks up immediately where Hush left off,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And Riley asks, "What are you?" And I loved her response of Capricorn on the cusp of Aquarius, which is accurate
Yeah,
given when her birthday
he's
is.
like that came out a little blunter than I intended, and I was like, "Yeah, blunter? What? That's not a word. That's not even a word."
But I felt that the Capricorn on the cusp of Aquarius, like, ooh, that's another little trivia nugget.
Oh
I
yeah.
need to file away. That would be a good one.
Do you know her exact birthday?
January 19th.
Uh, yeah, that is a cusper.
Mhm.
Did you see the giant TV in the corner of the room?
I did,
Giant
yes.
antique TV, but it's in the corner of the room where nobody can actually watch it.
Yeah.
Like it's next to her bed.
And they must have brought it there. Like, it has to have been hers or Willow's. It's not
Yeah.
like dorm rooms come with TVs.
That's an old freaking TV. In the year 2000, I don't know who's having that old tube television at that point.
Probably Joy stole it from the gallery.
Where's Joyce this season?
It's a good question.
There's no Joyce. I just
Yeah.
realized. Joyce, where
She's
are
very busy.
you?
Very busy at the gallery.
I guess. Oh, all right. I wonder if we'll see Joyce this season. All right. And then so they do finally, they're kind of talking about it. Um, and he says that he she says, what do you call what does she say?
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you and what are you investigating? You're doing some kind of research on, I don't know the word she uses, but he calls them hostile subterrestrials.
Yeah. HSTs.
HSTs. And then she makes reference to her being the Slayer, and he has no idea what that is.
Hmm.
How does the initiative not have any idea about the Slayer?
Well, I mean, he's not the entire initiative. I mean, he doesn't know,
No, but
but
he seems pretty high up on the chain. Like he's just
yeah.
under Professor Walsh, right? And she seems to be a
Yeah.
honcho, and he's like her number one like dude down there.
Hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, but then she says, "Look me up, Slayer, comma the," and I was like, "Oh, I get that now. That's like one of the memes or one of the I see a lot of T-shirts and merch
Yeah.
in my search for the merch.
Hmm.
Slayer, comma
And
the
Riley is clearly impressed with her. Like, he doesn't understand exactly what she is,
yeah,
but I really this line resonated with me when he said, like, I don't see a scratch on you,
yeah,
and she said, you're not looking hard enough. And I tend to forget, like, you think about, and I understand fictional character, not real, but what she has gone through in the last like 3.5 years, like burning down the gym,
yeah,
parents getting divorced,
yeah,
moving, starting new school,
yeah,
dealing with it all over again.
yeah.
The whole angel thing, people dying,
Hellmouth,
Hellmouth,
Angel,
Mayor, Faith.
yeah,
It's a lot. So, like, when she
Kendra,
said you're
yeah,
not looking hard enough,
yeah,
it's like, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but, yeah. Buffy thinks they both just need some time to
Yeah,
process all this.
yeah, I'm like, this is the most they've actually talked in this whole relationship, and it ends with breaking up.
You know, he agrees, and then Rat Amy starts freaking out, and then earthquake.
Yeah, yeah, and he's like all excited. He's like, "It's my first earthquake." Pretty good though. He knew to go to the door frame.
Yes.
Yeah, that must be his training, his initiative training.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the handbook. She is not excited. She seems more like this is ominous. Like she knows something weird is going on. Spidey
Yep.
sense is tingling. Then we have our credits. And
And
has
Mark,
has he been in the credits this whole time?
this was the first time Mark Lucas is in the
Okay,
credits.
these are new credits.
Yeah.
There's other new things in the credits besides him.
I did not notice, but I was in a mood last night, so
Okay.
I will pay
All
more
right.
attention.
I feel like there's new stuff in there,
Okay,
but
it
you
probably
know.
is. Halfway through
So
the season, so
okay. Interesting that they add him like halfway through.
hmm
Like they didn't put him. I don't know. That's interesting choice. So then we're in Xander's basement, and they make sure to show Xander in his sexy undershirt
yep.
before he puts on his overshirt. And Spike is there, and they're bickering. Um,
All I wrote was Spike is still staying with Xander, and they snark at each other.
yeah, they're very snarky, and Xander's like, I guess Xander's working at a pizza place now.
hmm
This guy's resume is looking really like not good. He's
I
got a
mean,
lot of different jobs.
he's also 18, maybe 19. Like he's trying to figure out what he
Why are you
likes.
taking his side? I don't like him anymore.
Because he's like 19 years old. People switch
All
jobs.
right, whatever.
I walked out of my first job at 19 after 2 years.
Okay. So yeah, they're bickering, and there's a funny moment where he's telling Spike needs to do some fix the leaky pipe, and uh, and he gives him the wrench, and he turns around, and Spike goes like he's gonna hit him with the wrench, and he gets the splitting headache. Poor Spike. Um, then we move to the dorm.
hmm
Buffy and Willow are there post earthquake, and Willow saying there's going to be an aftershock party. You know, we all have flashlights. You should come and bring Riley. And once again, Buffy's cagey about it. Why he's not going to come, and once again does not confide in her friend,
Does not share.
does not share, withholds, stuffs it down. This isn't even
It's
like
some,
demon related
no,
or like something that's going to if Willow knows this, it's going to harm her. This is just Buffy being a crappy friend again.
yeah. I thought it was interesting that Willow said that she was almost buried by some 19th century literature in the library because it wouldn't be the first time that she was attacked by bookshelves. The season two finale
This is true.
bookshelf fell on her, knocked her out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she just needs to stay out of the
Just
library.
stay out of the library. That's not going to happen. We haven't seen a lot of Willow doing the computer hacking
Mm-mm. No.
in a long time. All her research is witch books now.
Well, now we're up to 2000. Now there's high speed internet. Maybe it's beyond her skills.
I mean, she taught the class, Sean.
Yes, she taught how
She
to
taught
make a
the computer
spreadsheet.
class.
Yep, you're right.
So anyway, Buffy's gonna go tell Giles, what's going on, and that she has this bad feeling something bad is gonna happen. Um,
hmm
Giles is hesitant to believe her because there's no evidence. But I'm like, except for the Slayer's tingly Slayer sense,
Yep,
which don't we know from past experience? You should listen to that.
you are absolutely correct.
And I think I've mentioned this. It's like when you watch Star Trek, and every week something is happening, something weird, and everybody's like, "No, that couldn't be it." Like, haven't you been watching the show? Pay
Hey, he's
attention.
talking. he's focusing on the initiative. Buffy's trying to just like distract him away from it.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if I would have noticed this otherwise, and maybe you didn't notice it, but one of the trivia bits was this scene. There was some major audio dubbing from Giles. Did you notice it?
Yes, my note was he seems extra British in this episode. Like his speech is weird. He's enunciating more or something. So then after I watched the episode, I did go look at the trivia and I saw that. And I wonder why they had to do that.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
didn't
Maybe he had
say
a cold.
why.
But because I read the trivia before that scene, I was noticing it so much. I'm like, this is so
It
bad.
was distracting to you.
If now that you know about, go back and rewatch the scene.
Okay, all right.
It's yeah,
All right.
it's
Does
kind of
anybody
crazy.
know Bixby? Bixby, do you know why the trivia behind this? Why they had to redub his lines? I don't know. Yeah, I did notice something was weird.
Mhm.
Anyway, he doesn't know. He doesn't want to look into it at this point. He's too busy
Right.
looking into the initiative. Um, then we cut to Riley and Forrest in their little HQ.
Hmm.
Forrest does not believe in the Slayer. He thinks it's a myth.
Yeah, Riley asked him what the Slayer, and he said thrash band.
It's a thrash band. Yeah. And then they're walking down the hall, and there's like a demon being escorted down the hallway, and then the demon gets loose, and there's a little demon fight, and the most inept lab tech ever.
Hey, don't be knocking the lab
Oh,
techs. But you're
I'm
right.
knocking this
He was
lab
bad.
tech. I'm
He was
knocking him.
bad.
You know, like why don't they have a pre-filled
Yes,
syringe
ready to go. Yes.
that
Yeah,
they
you're
have
absolutely right.
at the ready? You shouldn't be having to
Yep,
go into that vial and draw it up.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, but yeah, Riley takes him down with a baton. Uh, because that's who he is, Action Man. Then we go to Willow is at the flashlight party
Hmm.
at the frat house. She tries talking to Percy, which I'm like, why is Percy even there? He's moved on,
Yeah,
hasn't he? And she says
yeah.
that, oh, I thought you went to wherever, USC,
USC, I think. Yeah.
USC. And he is with the bitchiest girl in the history of bitchy girls.
Yes,
What
she was bad.
what a bitch. Like Willow's just trying to be nice. Willow, oh hey, yeah, la la la, and that girl just gets up and like whispers in his ear, like this girl is a nerd. Get out, let's move on.
Yeah, not good.
Like right in front of her. That's so rude.
Mhm.
That was rude.
That was pretty freaking rude.
It was pretty fucking rude. She, that actress Anastasia Holm, I looked her up. She was on Kids Incorporated,
Oh wow.
and she was in like 150 episodes of the soap opera Port Charles.
Oh wow, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Huh.
Um, cut to the kids going through the door to the hallway, which I think is the hallway to the HQ elevator. Um,
Possibly. Yeah.
you see the door swinging closed, and the demon hand comes through. Now, my
Yeah.
question is, how did they not run into that demon in that little tiny hallway?
Yep. That's a valid question.
Did they not see him? Yeah, okay. Or maybe he killed them,
That, that,
and then he had time to kill them and put his hand in the door. I don't know. Then we see the half naked dude bro making drinks
hmm
in the dark room. I don't know what drink he was making. He was just pouring some random shit into cups.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just like mini jungle juice.
So, have you ever had jungle juice? No.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just drink what they hand you.
Yeah.
This is back before when I was there, back before the days of roofies. You just
Yeah.
drink, they just scoop it out and you take a cup. Sure. Um, this is the guy that says, "Hey, I heard something about naked limbo.
He's
Count
all
me
in. He's
in.
ready to go.
Count me in." And then he gets taken out by the demon.
Right
Yeah.
across the throat.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Willow is still awkward standing at the party in her little furry
I hate
coat.
that.
Yep.
Being at a party where you know no one. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Seven circle of hell. No.
It reminds me of when I don't know if I talked about this yet. There was a time when I was at the it was called the Rathskeller. It was like a little bar restaurant on campus at University of Miami, and it was at night, so it was the bar part, and it was really crowded, and everybody was out in the middle, which was like the dance floor area, and I was standing there, and I'm 5'2". Everybody's taller than me, so it's just a bunch of tall people standing around me, and I'm just like looking at backs. It was awful. Anyway, so I feel for her. Poor Willow.
So Willow's still standing there awkwardly at the party, and Percy is saying some not very nice stuff about her.
Yes, he and the bitchy girl are having a
Yeah,
conversation about. She's like, do you know her? Are you friends with her? And he's like, no, she's just some nerd that helped me study. Ugh.
I thought they actually like had a connection towards the end of season 3, but
I thought so too. So
I
this
guess
doesn't gel with that. Like he kind of changed at the end of that last season.
yeah.
Oof.
So poor hurt Willow. I don't know why she did this, but she just wanders through the dorm and just lays down on a random bed in the dark.
Yes, right? In a filthy frat house.
Now, if she was like
One.
drunk, wasted,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
No,
could
she
see that
was
happening.
bummed. I'm like, why don't you just leave and go back to
Yeah.
your dorm room where it's clean and there's not a corpse in that bed.
Right.
But so okay, so she lies down on the bed next to the corpse,
Yeah.
with the symbol carved in his chest. So yeah, okay, I have questions about this. Um, the demon, after he slashed his throat, he's standing at the table. The demon arranged him on the bed in this position,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
He took great care to like put him in that position.
You're right.
Weird.
Yeah.
Two, she crawled across that bed. Like from the door, the way that bed was situated and where the door was, she
Yep.
had to crawl across that twin bed,
It was twin. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So she was laying on like the very edge of that bed. So she didn't know that guy was there.
But I still think even in the dark, if you're in a twin bed and something is next to you, you're gonna be
You know it.
aware of it. But
You're
she
gonna be
was not.
aware of it,
She was so
right?
hurt by the nerd comment
All right.
that
This show.
you haven't said that in a
I
while.
grabbed a screen capture of the way that guy was positioned on that bed
Mm,
with his hand on his belt buckle and his arm up,
yep.
looking all dead and sexy. And the symbol on his chest is like a weird eye. I
Mm.
thought, oh, is that like the symbol that's on the dollar bill?
Oh, like the pyramid?
Well, it's a triangle with an eye in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, I see it.
So I don't. That was my first thought when I saw that, but it turns out no. So now we're back to Xander's basement, and there's just a funny moment where when Xander walks in, you hear Spike going, "Don't, don't look at me. Don't turn around." And it's because he's wearing Xander's ridiculous clothes.
He looked very silly.
Yes, he did.
I loved it.
Um, and then there's more bickering between the two of them, and Xander is like mean to him. Like really, like you're not scary, you're just nothing, you're pathetic,
Yep.
like kind of a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, and I think he really hurt Spike's feelings here. He really felt it.
Yeah.
Oh. Um, back at the frat house, Buffy comes in and Willow tells her what happened. Harry just crawled across this corpse. And she's like, there was so much blood. I'm like, no, there wasn't. There was hardly any blood.
And she didn't get any honor.
Yeah, there was like scabbing,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
There wasn't okay. Um and Percy called me a nerd.
And then Buffy, does Percy even go here? So I
Who
wonder if that
doesn't go here?
inspired the Mean Girls writers.
Yes. um then we cut back to Riley and Forrest in the dorm, and Riley is all distracted about Buffy and Forrest is like, whatever, she's hot, she's cold, she's tepid, she's all temperature Buffy, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, that may be the episode title.
Yeah, all temperature Buffy. I
Yeah.
like it. Then the other agent dude comes in and says we have an Alpha Code Blue situation.
That just seems very involved. Like
Code
that's a
Blue.
long name. That might be the episode title, actually.
Alpha Code Blue.
Hmm. Like they could have just
Oh,
made it Cold Blue or Code or Cold. Yeah,
yeah.
they could have
Or
made
it's an
it Code
alpha
Blue
code or
or
alpha. We
Alpha
have an
Code.
alpha
Yeah,
situation.
but no,
Yeah.
Alpha Code Blue.
Oh gosh. So then they leave. Riley's gonna go do some recon. Everybody's back with Giles, and he, um, based on looking at that symbol, he's like, "It's the end of the world," and they all go, "Again?"
Yeah. And what does Buffy do? She runs and grabs the crossbow.
Yeah, yeah,
Stop the crossbow.
yeah. I don't know what kind of supply they have of crossbows
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe the
because then
council
he goes
just
and fights the guy with the crossbow. She throws it at him. I'm like, okay, well, there goes one crossbow. I
maybe
sure
the
hope he has another.
maybe the council just ships them to Giles monthly,
He's
and
got Amazon
that's his
subscribe
Amazon
and save.
subscribe and save. Just
Every
one
3 weeks, a
crossbow.
new crossbow.
Yep.
Maybe,
Buffy
maybe.
Buffy goes to the cemetery, standing outside a mausoleum with that same logo.
Yep.
And Buffy goes in, and the demon's in there taking some kids' body parts out of a
Gross.
coffin. Well, bones, not really body
Yeah,
parts,
bones.
bones
Yep,
out.
yep, yep.
They fight, and he body slams her across a headstone.
Man, did he body slam her back? I know she's got Slayer strength and everything, but man, that had to hurt.
Yeah, she still has bones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, her bones don't break? I don't know. She just lands on the ground. She's like, "Ah,
Yeah. I needed that
girl,
adjustment.
get some orange slices or something. You need something."
Riley walks up. His code name is Lilac One. I just
Yes.
like, why did they choose Lilac? That's just interesting.
Alpha Code Blue. I don't know.
They start talking.
That's a good trivia though.
Yeah, that
Good
Lilac
code
One.
name.
Yeah,
Lilac One. Yeah.
that I can see Val the Buffy gal who does monthly Buffy trivia on TikTok. That's the kind of question she would ask once.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
a tough one.
yeah.
Even though we're talking about it now, if I went to a trivia and somebody said that, I'd be like, "Oh, frick.
I remember talking about it.
Lavender 2, lavender 1, no? Lilac."
Cerulean Seven.
Yeah. Cerulean 7. There you go. There's another title for the episode. Ooh, we're gonna have a hard time deciding the title for this episode. There's some good ones. So then they're having their relationship talk in cemetery, and she's just like, "I can't do it. I don't want to go through it again." And he's got good points.
He does.
He's very practical, and he's like, just I don't know. She's like, and just she's talking about destiny, and he's like, What is your problem? Just I understand you've had problems before, but we need to try it." And she's just like, "No,
It's
no,
just doomed.
yeah, it's just doomed." And
Yeah, we
he's
get the
like,
episode.
"Yeah, yeah," and she's just like, "No," and she leaves. Calls her hard headed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got her
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
He's probably one of one of the few people that really has, outside of the Scoobies, that has an insight into who she is and sees her and is looking at her and trying to still be there for her, and she's just like, "No."
Mm-hmm.
Later. um Back at Giles, we find out it's a viral demon,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a ritual. He needs some blood, some bones, and this other thing that they think is a book, right? And the
The
sacrifice.
word of Valios.
Valios. Yep, 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 yep. So we're kind of cutting between them talking about it and the initiative meeting, where Riley is describing the demon. He's like, it's 3 meters tall,
That's really.
approximately 100 to 120 kilograms, based on my visual analysis. Based on your visual analysis, you saw
He
this
needs,
demon for like zero point 0.2
he,
seconds.
well, he needs glasses because that would be like I would be like a meter is like from a floor to a doorknob. So 3 meters tall and and 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Like, it just doesn't seem to.
That's a big ass demon.
Yeah, it wasn't that big, really. I mean, it had
No,
like horns
no,
and
because
stuff, but
we see later it's not that much bigger than Giles. So
yeah,
yeah, but yeah, but I was like, man, that's quite a observation based on my visual
visual.
analysis. I was like, based on what you saw,
Yeah.
Alpha Code Blue. Um, back at Xander's,
Sorry, I'm looking at my notes,
yeah,
and it's what I should have written was Riley and Buffy meet,
yeah.
but what I typed was Riley and Puffy meet MEAT.
Oh.
Sorry, go on. Xander's basement.
Xander's basement. They walk in on Spike trying to stake himself.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor Spike.
Yeah, he breaks the coffee table, and as he falls.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm beyond pathetic. I'm not scary anymore. And he does a little lunge at Willow, and she's like, well, oh,
Yeah. So they decide to bring him along on their little adventure.
yeah, can't leave him alone. He's too sad.
And then this is where Riley and Puffy meet in the middle of town.
Yes. Yep.
He has,
He's tracking the demon pheromones.
yeah, it kind of reminds like a mini version of the I can't remember what it's called, but the thing the Ghostbusters use, the little meter
Yes.
that they have, the
Yes.
ecto meter,
Okay. Yes.
and they squabble some more.
He's still, yeah. Oh, this is where he calls her hard headed. He's
Yeah,
still
if you
fighting
weren't
with
so
them.
self-involved, you'd see that. It was like,
That's right. Yep. I
go
wrote that
Riley.
down too. I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah, Riley, preach. He sees her, but he still wants to be with her.
Yeah,
But she is very hard headed, and
yeah,
she's still like, no. Jeez. Or maybe this is just she's playing the long game.
come back. Yeah, we
She's
shall
not.
see.
She's just hard headed. um, then we're at the historical museum.
Yeah, historical museum Sunnydale. It was
Yeah,
the
it's
exact
the
sign.
history of Sunnydale that tells us, you shouldn't live here. All the murder, like there's a wing of murders of Sunnydale.
And another wing of
Ecology of
mysterious,
Sunnydale.
unexplained deaths that are not murders.
Yes. I rewatched on Instagram there was a clip of the graduate or the prom
Mm.
where Jonathan was giving the speech about Buffy and the class protector and stuff. And he's like, and the class of 1999 has the lowest mortality rate. Again, I was like,
Woo!
who is sending their kids to this school? Ah. Um, Willow, Xander, and Spike is just feeling pathetic and sad. And Willow's trying to help him see the bright side. And but but then he's like taking them down. He's trying to bring misery loves company, trying to bring them
Mhm.
down too and make them feel pathetic. And then when he walks away, he has a little smirk on his face, like,
He's a master at psychological manipulation.
yeah, yeah, he
He's
really
good.
is. Yeah, it was good. Um, Giles finds something on the word of Valios.
Hmm.
And I'm like, which of course he has in just a cigar box in his
Yep.
house.
So I paused there, and because I want to take a look at the book that he was reading, and I just sent you a
Okay.
picture of that scene where it's the book.
Okay.
And if you pull it up and zoom in, you'll notice. So there's the picture of the that symbol, the word of Valios, pasted over the Bible. That's the book of Ezekiel.
Oh. How do you know that's the book of Ezekiel?
I googled like the first phrase below the picture, and it's word for word. So it's like they just took a page of the Bible and
Oh,
printed
I
it out.
see. Okay, therefore thus saith the Lord.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So that was interesting.
That is interesting. Out of all the books they could have pasted that into,
Hmm.
do you think they're trying to say that that's in the Bible? Like that's
I don't
a
think so.
no?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's
I think they
interesting.
said, get an old timey book.
Out of all the old-timey books, they pulled out the Bible.
Bible. Yep.
Wow. Wow. I wonder at the time of this show, was there pushback, from, like, churches on this show when it
And
was
not
aired?
that I know of.
Like
I'm sure there was.
Westboro Baptist or something?
I'm sure there was. Yeah.
I imagine this would have really thrown them for a loop.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one, Sean.
Thank you.
Oh, nice catch.
So, a group
Wow.
of those demons attack him,
Yes. Yep, and
and
then, Buffy comes in and he tells her about that it's not a book, it's actually a talisman, and he he got it at a sorcerer's estate sale. You know, as you do.
yeah,
You just go shop the estate sales, you never know what you're gonna get.
little talisman and
You pick up
brooch.
some cool trinkets,
Yeah.
talisman here and there,
They just keep it in a
some old
box.
books. Yeah, you just throw it in your cigar box. I would
Giles
think,
realized,
someone, you know, like someone in his line of work, if he picked something up from a sorcerer's estate sale, he would go home and do research on it to make sure it's not possessed or something.
well, let's say he picked it up in like '92. That was pre-internet, so unless he happened to have a book handy, it's not as easy to do research.
Hello, do you not remember the library that he was in for 4 years
Yeah, but which book?
with all those books? He knows exactly which book. He always goes to the exact right book.
Okay, fair.
Nope, I'm not letting that one go. Nope.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
give it to you.
So, then they're like they figure it out that these demons are gonna reopen the Hellmouth at the,
Mhm.
Sunnydale High library.
Yep.
So we're like, "Oh, we're gonna have to go back to high school." Um, I wrote down burned out high school set number 2.
I mean, it was clearly a CGI shot that they're walking in front of on the out when it was the outside of the
Oh,
school.
on the outside, yeah.
Yeah. But inside, they did a good job creating, like you said, destroyed high school set number two.
It was the cleanest burned out building ever.
You know, filled with bits of the mayor just
Wait,
thrown about.
that's one of my complaints about this show, the set design in this show. They need to have, like, a mistress. Dirt the dirt master. And throw some dirt and dust around these sets
Yeah.
because they go
Whoever
through the
makes
trouble of making it look like stuff has fallen in and it's burned out, but there's no ash anywhere.
right, it's a clean floor.
Yeah, it's very clean.
Yep.
Um, uh, Xander steps in something gooey and says, mayor meat, extra crispy.
Gross.
Yuck.
They
They,
get to the library.
yeah.
The demons are there chanting.
Mm-hmm.
We get our fight scene and then realize that the demons are sacrificing themselves. They're jumping
Mm-hmm.
down to the pit where the Hellmouth is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Spike realizes that he can hurt the demons,
Yes.
so now he's like all on board and grabs
Yes.
the demon, and throws it in the hole, which he shouldn't have.
Yes. There was a continuity error I picked up on
Okay.
in this fight scene where she Willow throws him the bag of bones and he's
Mhm.
kind of in the background and you see him in the background and he's vamped out, but then when he's fighting with the demon at first he's not vamped out.
Ah,
Mm. But yeah, then he figures out he can hurt the demon and then he vamps out and he throws the demon in the hole, which is not what we want.
nope.
Um, Buffy's fighting the last demon, and Riley shows up to help. They're tag teaming that demon, and she tells him, "Don't let him go in the hole, because then we're screwed."
Yep.
Um, he does fall. He does crawl into the hole, and Buffy goes after him, but Riley like tethers her with his little bat belt,
Yep.
utility belt harness thing.
Hmm. So
Pulls her out.
the way gravity works, I don't think she ever would have caught up with him, but whatever. Physics doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't think. I mean, I don't imagine she would have been able to hold on to him the way she was with like one hand.
One hand. She is the Slayer.
That is true. She is the Slayer. Okay, I'll give you this one, Sean. She is the Slayer.
He
Riley
won't give
pulls
you
her out,
gravity, but
pulls him out. The earthquake stops. Crisis averted.
yep.
Phew.
Um,
And then Spike sees Riley. He's like, "Don't I know you?" And Spike with the worst American Southern twang.
yeah,
I'm just a friend of Xander's.
yeah, that was good. Yeah,
That was
Riley's like trying to play a cool paintball. That's why I'm
yeah,
wearing this
that's why I'm
paintball.
here in my tactical gear. Yeah. Um, then we're back at the dorm. Riley is all upset because then, everybody knows he didn't, cover himself well. Uh, and then, now it's the end of the world for him. And she says, "No, it's not." And they kiss. Aw.
Aw.
Aw. Back at Xander's. Spike has a newfound sense of purpose. Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Let's go kick some demon butt. Let's fight that evil. Come on, let's kill something."
And that's how it ends.
That's it. End.
Yeah. How many steaks you giving Doomed?
I'm giving this one 2.5 stakes.
Oh, you're better than me. I want 2.25.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah,
it was good to further along the Buffy Riley story,
yeah.
but the rest of it, I just was,
Eh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, there's a
The
reason.
bad guys in this one is like,
Yeah, there's a reason I haven't seen this in 25 years.
for it being the end of the world, potentially the end of the world, it
Yeah,
was kind of anticlimactic. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Favorite line?
Spike, I'm just a friend of Xander's here. That was just hilarious.
I had three that I liked. When it's leaking in the basement, and Spike says, "My sodden sleeping chair's bloody sodden."
Good
I
one.
saw it at a sorcerer's estate sale. Made me laugh. And then at the end, when Spike is saying that he wants to go fight the demons for justice and the safety of puppies and Christmas.
All good ones.
Yeah, good ones. Next, it is season 4, episode 12, A New Man.
Ah, a new man. Okay.
I predict it's going to be all about Spike and his newfound ability to kick ass and kill demons and vampires, and he is going to be with them fighting some bad guys.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, Sean,
Yes.
do you have anything else you want to talk about with this episode?
I would like to talk about the socials.
Oh, please do.
We are everywhere that counts at the
Hmm.
Sunnydale Diaries. On Blue Sky, we are at Sunnydale Diaries.
Hmm.
We have a website, thesunnydalediaries.com. And there you can get our episodes. You can get a link to our Discord server, join a small, close knit community of people who like this podcast. You can
Yes,
download our 2025 Jenny calendar in PDF format. Still good for the second half of 2025
that's
that we
right.
have. And we also have an email address, the Sunnydale Diaries at gmail.com. Send us your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas for discussion topics for future episodes or episode titles.
Meaningful song lyrics.
We'll take it everything. Just give it
Yeah,
to us. Give
yeah.
it to us.
Give it to
Um,
me, baby. Give it to me.
and that's it for the socials.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you, Sean.
Good talking to you, Melanie.
Everybody, we will see you. When's our next episode being released, Sean?
Our next episode for A New Man will be out on Monday, June 30th.
All right. We will see you there, you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.